Patricia, I've got your work up here, your presentation. Okay, let's get started. You start with your creative brief, and I think that's smart. I do. I think it's really smart to give a purpose, target audience, effect, and some of the requirements of the project. I think that's good. That's a good way to introduce the project. So now you jump from your creative brief to your rough sketch of the trade show booth, and this isn't enough to show intent for a rough sketch. I know you said you lost your sketches, but I mean, my hands are tied because I have my requirements too. I also want to bring your attention to a typographic error. I'm sorry, a spelling error right here. And I think I saw, and here's another type spelling error right there. So you really, really want to put your presentations through a serious edit to check spelling. Not only is it good to put it through spell check, but you have somebody proofread it as well. So as I said, we would like to see more sketches here to show intent. Okay, then you have your trade show booth labeled and not labeled. That's awesome. I think that was a good idea. But the thing is that, check this out. When I turn the page, it kind of jumps over like that. That should remain stationary. So should the type, too. You know, it looks like it's been stretched out. That looks like the whole image has been stretched out. See and it's actually a different image, too. See that? Look at that. And then that changes to CAE. So, and then we come to the next page, the trade show booth, the rundown. And I'm not sure what the rundown means. I would call that a materials list. And then I would give an introductory paragraph to that. Any written, section should have an introductory paragraph instead of just jumping into it. So trade show booth, materials, give an introductory paragraph, then start introducing the materials. Okay. Check out this left margin right here. Now, when I turn the page, watch it jump. See how it just jumped over like that? That should remain consistent from page to page. So you have your trade show booth, you have your materials for your trade show booth. Now we're jumping over to the collateral postcard sketch, but this isn't a sketch. It's definitely a mock-up, so that's not a sketch. So that doesn't meet that requirement. The next thing is that this is supposed to be shown as photographed and printed out, but we don't have that. You're saying this is the 3D piece, but again, and this page, watch these things jump again from the next page. So you're showing them twice, but they're jumping around in the page. Okay, 3D postcard. Okay, then you have your giveaway item. That's great. I think this is really good. This is great. This is probably your best pages, because this is really described very nicely, and then that's a nice image. I'd put that image through Photoshop, a levels adjustment layer, bring some of the yellow out of that image, and take a couple more images too. Boy, let's shoot the back and get as many different angles as you can. Okay, then you have your tote bag, and again, give headlines and subheads. Okay, so water-based ink is for the printing. So say printing, and then water-based ink. Let's say sewing, and then give the materials there. You know what I'm saying? Give headlines and subheads. Try to develop some typographic hierarchy. Okay, this page right here just goes right off the bottom of the presentation, so I'm not real sure what happened there. Let's jump over here, and then you have your tote bag, how to assemble. That I'm not real sure. That is not part of what is required for and then the client contract, that shouldn't be in here too. That was a different assignment. So basically, this is what's due: explanation of the process, preliminary sketches, final drawing of the trade show booth, photograph of the collateral and 3D giveaway piece, and the collateral piece, PDF of the print ready collateral piece. And this should all be assembled in a designed presentation. Multi-page PDF presentation. When I say designed, I mean that you've done some really good design here. You got some great consistency in your pages, but I think your pages, your typography is really just kind of thrown at the viewer. Like, it's not very inviting. Let me show you an example. This is Fresha's work, and she's got a lot of type, especially in her materials list. Let me show you her materials list. So she got 2 pages of materials in her materials list, but look at the wonderful hierarchy, so that these are not difficult to read. It's not daunting task to look at this and say, I'm going to read this page. It's inviting. See how inviting these pages are is because of the typographic hierarchy, as opposed to these pages that don't really look that inviting because they're just kind of presented there. Okay, so I'd like to see you design your pages a little bit more. Okay, and the last thing I want to mention is that you absolutely cannot turn in an assignment without your credits page. So please, let's get this thing wrapped up, and we absolutely have to have a credits page on this presentation. Okay, meaning all of your research has to be credited, and any images that you may have happened to have used that you didn't create yourself, like that and that. I'm assuming that you didn't shoot those. If you did, that's great. If you didn't, let's cite those images. Likewise with that tree and there, those little images, the hands, etc. Okay, so if you want to see two really outstanding examples of what we should be looking at this point in the project, take a look at Stephanie's project. Let me jump up here and get to the title page. So this is Stephanie's work right here. Fantastic presentation. And Fresha's work. Let me get up to her title. And Fresha's work is fantastic as well. So you'll want to see some really good examples of typographic hierarchy and presentational technique. Let's take a look at these, okay? And if you have any questions at all, and please understand, I'm not saying anybody's work is better than anybody's. That's not my intent. My intent is merely to show you two observational examples of what would be considered outstanding presentational value. Okay, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or other, please feel free to get with me, and I'll be glad to address those. Okay, thank you very much.